Hey guys, I am Charlotte.
And I am EJ. And this is DFW
DFW Entrepreneur
Entrepreneur
News.
News.
Hey guys, we have a special treat for you guys today because we have a guest we're going to be interviewing who's going to be shaking up some things in Dallas, Texas with her Dear Sis Just Breathe event that's going to be coming up here in August 30th in Dallas, Texas. I'm sorry, August 29th in Dallas, Texas. So she'll tell you more about that. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring this young lady to the stage so she can introduce
Hey,
herself to you
bring it on
guys.
in. I know we like to share amazing people with y'all. So once again,
Hey.
hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Hi, Dallas. How are y'all?
We are phenomenal. Let us know who you are, where you calling in from, and we're not calling in. Let us know who you are, where you from, and what you got going on.
Okay. Well, my name is Sekhmet L, and I go by the Soul Conscious Coach, and I specialize in helping Afro-Indigenous women to reclaim their sacred femininity. I am right now calling from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm looking to relocate my holistic services in Dallas very soon.
Hey,
And as an introduction, I'm going to be hosting a womb-based meditation and self-care kickback entitled Dear Sis, Just Breathe on the 29th at the South Dallas Park Innovation Center. So that's the spiel.
Okay, look. Congrats. Thank you for bringing it
Thank
here.
you.
For the
all right.
audience and for myself, because I'm asking, you talked about womb release, just the name. You said a lot that I want to dive into more of who you are and what are you bringing to the women, right? I'm assuming this for women or women and men.
Yes, for women.
Okay, so what is the womb? We talking about the womb and the womb release. I know you did something on womb release, so tell us a little bit about that.
So I am in the energetic alternative healing space. And one of the things that is particularly trending in Black culture, Indigenous culture, is the womb care or the womb story. And so essentially what I do as a soul coach, as someone who has spiritual gifts, I help women to elevate through emotional release of their womb story. So your womb story is the journey that made you a woman, right? It is specific to the woman. It is specific to the womb, the emotions that we acquire, and all the damage that goes on with that holistically. And so it is my job and it's my love to be able to help women release a lot of those, cavities in their lives. I know for me, my journey started with my own womb story with my mother. So mine is based in my mom, and just the separation of that and that journey I had to take by myself. And so it just leads into many different things. I assist women that have had forced endings to their pregnancy. I assist women that have gone through sexual assault, women that don't even have high self-esteem. I used to be a plus size model, and so I incorporate the things that I learned in that industry and bring it into the industry of service. And I love to see Black women empowered from the inside out. And I just dialogue that way.
All right.
That was a lot. Sorry.
No,
That wasn't.
I think
It was a lot like this. Not a lot like this. So that means we needed that. You heard me?
yeah, and just for understanding of what it is and what it all entails, because I be so curious of why isn't it called head care or heart care, but it's called womb care. So I'm assuming they say, from my limited perspective, you the expert, but trauma is stored in our womb or our hip areas.
Trauma for the woman. I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, do you think that, okay, how do you know if you have this trauma, or how do a woman know that if they should be at this event? How would they know? Just any type of trauma or all trauma?
Okay, so this particular event is not fashioned for trauma. However, I do trauma meditations. A woman would know that she has a stored up trauma in her body because basically she's looking to understand why can't she do a certain thing? What is the certain hurdle? She could be successful. I have a lot of 6, 7 figure earners
Yeah.
who are, high value, highly productive. However, they're wondering why their relationships aren't working. They're wondering why, them being overperformers still isn't good enough to suffice the little girl in them that was invisible in her childhood and, couldn't get her story across. And, why she may have money issues or obstacles. There becomes a deficit in the holistic abundance in your life, and you're trying to figure it out. And so if you decide that therapy is not the route, if you tried medical intervention and you're like, something still is wrong, I can tell you that is usually a spiritual interference. And then
Exactly.
God will put you in a path with someone like me. And we already gone through that journey. You know what I mean? I've graduated through all of the darkness that comes with being a woman. And so it is my job, my duty to help bring you into the light. And you make the decision to shed that story in partnership for a new one. But it takes work. We call it shadow work. That introspection that is so nasty, so murky that you really don't want to do it alone. You can't do it with anybody else, but you need to be delivered from whatever the generational stories are, whatever the story is that you keep repeating and ruminating. You need to let it go. I help you birth it.
Clarity.
Hey,
Clarity.
hey, you
Yes.
make me wish I had a womb, but I think I'm gonna have to wait the next lifetime for that one. I don't know.
I guess.
But no, I love it because
lifetime.
I mean, like one thing I've learned thus far on my earthly journey is a lot of what we're trying to figure out is actually spiritual.
It is.
And once we reach that certain point we're striving for, or our higher selves, it is a lot dealing with traumas, limiting beliefs, things that we don't know. And like she said, usually when there's a block or that's usually what it is. Like 9.5 times out of 10. So love it.
This is
I'm
really
gonna go
like
buy me
my
a womb.
ministry,
I'm
to
gonna
be
buy me a
honest.
womb and sneak up in one of your sessions or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and you know what? It varies, right? So you can do like I'm attuned in Reiki, which is hand energy healing, which in the church we called it laying on of hands, but it is a Japanese practice to help.
Well, hey, now in the hood, laying them hands means something else.
Not that I'll probably
Okay.
catch a case. I don't want to do that. But then we do yoni steams as well, which I don't know if you are familiar with that. When women come in, they sit on herbal hydration. So it's herbs cooking in boiling water, and you sit over it. And based off of the concoction of the herbs, it is helping to remedy whatever your issues are. So if you have an issue with infertility, or you have fibroids, or you just want to increase your sensual stamina, there are certain herbs that you can partner together and release that into your womb space and begin to, feel womanly and feminine.
All right.
Yeah.
This is so good. And I think one of the first things you said, now in this day of time, people are more in tune with their bodies, more in tune with their health, more so in tune with not what the church says, more so in tune with not what the internet says, but more in tune with themselves. So this seems like that is what it is, bringing the conscious awareness of self.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes. So I think that, and I'm not going to go too far into this because I'm not a church basher, right? But I grew up in the church and I'm a PK. And so growing up, especially in the 80s, in a very, Pentecostal church, we as women didn't have a lot of outlets to be able to express ourselves. And being Black women in the medical field, it's hard for us to find advocates or advocacy for us to be able to say this is what's going on. However, there's always been a sect of women who have always taken natural cures to be able to cure the body, to heal the body. And so now women want that autonomy. Women want the sovereignty to say, this is what's going on. How can you assist me? I don't want to have, all this pharmaceutical backup in me. I don't want my hormones disrupted. What can I do to get back to nature? Essentially is the woman saying, what can I do to get back to God? Right. And no matter where you go, we are told that God is a spirit, and we are taught biblically that God, the Ruach, is the breath of God, the presence of God. So when we're saying holistic measures, we're saying we want you to get back into God. And people are finding that calling that has been completely obliterated from us in Western culture, and using indigenous practices to say, here I am, come back home. And so that's what women are doing. They're coming back home to their wombs. They're coming back home to God. They're coming back to what nature intended us to be as reproducers of life in all forms of continuity.
Sounds great. EJ is so funny.
I love it. Hey, I'm
So
hearing everything, you know, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it.
yes. I think our audience is enjoying the information. I am as well. I know you're a coach, so I was wondering, how do you shift? So, people will be like, oh, 2025, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then 2025 happens and we can see, hey, this ain't done or that ain't done, or it's done. But I need to pivot again. What have you done this year that has shifted you into the direction you wanted to go in?
It's a great question, Charlotte. I think for me, and talking about all this like healing work, one of the things that again led to this journey for me was my inner child was suffering, like screaming from the bellows of hell, it seems like. But I decided opportunities of serendipitous opportunities were just happening. I decided to take them as opposed to saying, I can't do this, or, how would that look like fitting in my life, or that's too childish or immature. My youthful side wanted to come out, which let me know that I have done the work enough to free her. But I'm just taking opportunities to just try something. Like, I'm an overthinker. My nervous system is typically overactive, but my inner child is like, we are finally free. Let's enjoy life. And so that's something personally that I'm doing. Like, if I want to go to a festival by myself, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm going. You know what I mean? I went overseas for the first time. I was very, very scared, but that opened up just spiritual doors for me and more opportunities. So I just invite, especially Black culture, to get back in tune with their inner child. And a lot of us shun that because a lot of us have had traumatic childhoods. And even if you haven't had a direct dysfunction, where your life was directly messed up, somebody in close proximity where their childhood is completely disfigured and now their adulthood is just in shambles and they're going to die that way. So I'm inviting people to say, what is the one thing that your childhood self wanted to do? Is it go to the museum? Is it go to see a play and Black kids don't go see plays? Is it go try caviar? Is it go to a rock concert? What is it that you always wanted to do where you felt like that would illuminate my soul? That's what you do to get back in contact with your destiny.
Look, guys, we are illuminating our souls.
Yes.
I felt that. So when you said play, just so happy you said play. I know you could have said any other thing, but I saw my first play last December. So 2024, I never seen a play, and I saw my first play, and I felt like, wow, I've been missing out. I knew someone that was in the play, so like you said, those things I can resonate with that because you don't you're supposed to be serious because life is serious. You got these bills, you got these kids, and you got to raise them to be adults, right? And that's serious. That's a serious task, responsibility. But what about the joy, the happiness? What is that joy? That of course it's a joy raising kids. It is. But what is that joy and that happiness for just you alone? Like, where do you find that at? And a lot of mine is in my work. But what else is there, Charlotte, besides work? Because I love and I enjoy putting people on platforms and promoting them and things of that nature. But what else? That's what I've been finding out this year. What else? And so you're speaking on that, like there's something else that brings that excitement, that illumination. EJ, is there something that brings you illumination?
Well, hearing conversations like this, it illuminates me. But no, Yeah, of course. I mean, and that's what we're here to find, people. Like you say, a lot of that childhood that we're seeking is the return to what we're supposed to be, to what we were
Mhm.
before we got programmed and, attached to all of these beliefs that were given to us. So, I love that. When you say inner child, I just heard that as, it's enjoyment in it, but it's a lot of detachment. And
Yes.
that detachment, puts us where we're trying to get. So, you know me, Charlotte. Talking to amazing people illuminates me, and that's what we do here on DFW Entrepreneur News. It's a shameless
Okay.
plug. Hey, hey, if you are an entrepreneur out here in the DFW area or around the world, we would like to introduce you to our people. We're intentional about bringing on great, amazing people that are in the DFW area, and that opens up the gate for me to ask, what made you want to bring this greatness to the DFW area? We heard you're in Atlanta, and
I
so
know.
yeah,
So
how this happened?
the short answer,
Give
I
us
don't know. I
the
don't
media.
know. It was like a year and a half ago. I was trying to get to the Dallas Fair, the fair
Yeah,
that you guys have every year.
big techs, the big tech. You want to come
Yeah.
bring big tech some money, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to get there. And literally, I kid you not, I couldn't even make it. First of all, it was way too hot. I had a different kind of wig. I was not cultured for that environment. Okay. So I was having asthma attacks back and forth, and I was like, I didn't even get to enjoy the city. I kid you not. I drove back to Atlanta, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, "That's where you're moving next." And I was like, I don't know anything about Texas. So long story short, I've been back and forth like 3 times in the past year. And I was like, well, let me just to see, decide if I can put a filler out there. So that's
Mhm.
really what it was. I'm half obedient, half curious, half like delusional. Those
No,
three halves.
that's what they call it. That's what they tell us it
That's
is.
what they say.
Yeah, that's
So
what you're listening.
yeah,
Period.
I hope the
Mhm.
right way. We'll see shortly.
Well, okay. Well, I love that, and we are glad to have you in the old
Thank
DFW area,
you.
coming from Atlanta. How long you been out that way in Atlanta? I'm just curious
Ooh, I've been here almost 20
because me and
years.
Charlotte coming that way, so
Oh,
I don't know if
when?
you're gonna be here or we gonna be there. But anyway,
When?
We're looking
uh,
at the spring.
yeah.
So
Oh, well, I'll come back with you all. I don't
Mm,
know if I'll still be here, but I've been here 20 years from, I'm a city girl transplant and it's time to go.
hey, we'll take it.
Time
yeah,
to go.
it's exciting. Um, so we talked about inner childhood. So like for the people that's listening, how could someone tap into their childhood?
Oh my gosh. That's a little bit of an abstract question to ask me because I'm quite the unicorn. Okay. I'm very much a wild child. But I would say that I know this sounds funny, but I always say try eating your favorite childhood cereal. And
Hey,
the reason why I say that is because, like you were saying, Charlotte, we get older, we get sophisticated. Everybody has bagels, lockers, oatmeal, ICI bowls. But sometimes it's that going back to frosted flakes that weren't the flake
you
brand.
hear me?
You know what I mean? Look. But it's like going back to that memory when you were sitting down watching cartoons, you were with your family, and you were just like in this whirlwind of anything can happen. And so sometimes I just encourage you to meditate over that bowl of cereal. Seriously, be intuitive with your eating and how you are receiving the information because it's going to awaken your eugenics. It's going to awaken your cellular construct and you're going to be connected like, I remember when. And then you follow that. You don't close it down. You allow yourself to be around people, community that are free and liberated. You allow yourself to be around people and environments that do not put a block on who you are. So many times we force ourselves to be around people so they can perceive us to be mature or business minded. People are actually becoming more attracted to me because I'm letting loose. So yes, I do eat a lot of cereal these days. You know what I mean? And I do go out into the grass with no shoes on. I say what's on my mind. And most importantly, I say what's from my heart. That's where your childhood lives. Speak what's on your heart instead of trying to think about what someone else is going to say. If you say it this way, or just say it. Be kind, but say what's on your heart, and you start to break open those levels.
Again, you hit it on point, but I have help with mine. EJ, I think he's that free spirit
He
person,
is.
and he
He
has
is.
helped me this last year and a half to. That's who I am anyway, but don't want to look like it on camera, like my little jokey side, my little goofy side. But no, this is who I am all day. You may not, ain't no telling what you get. So that is who I am. I might bust out with a rap. That's just, I don't know why I bust out in a rap. It just came to me. So that's what I'm going to do. So but it is freeing when you could just be yourself. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. But what is it that, how I present my value to the world, this is who I am. This is it.
Right.
Are you either going to accept it or not? And like you said, people are drawn to that.
Yeah.
People are drawn to being authentic because everybody look like everybody else. Have you seen them? So that is making us stand out even the more.
Yeah.
And no offense to the person that's watching this, it is be your true self. Now, if you don't know who that is, tap in. You may have to do the work to get to your inner child. You may have to do the work to release the programs. So it's definitely a need right now. Now because you're faking. I was that person. I
Me
wanted
too.
to be an entrepreneur because they was in suits and they looked nice. They looked like they had money and they looked like they got it together. So I'm up here looking like I got it together and in my suit, but I'm broke. I'm like, what is this? I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign up for this because it was like, I'm putting on this outfit just so I can be professional. But that's not what's making me professional. Does that make sense? I'm already bringing value through my creativity. That's it. And then be yourself in that. So that's probably like 3 years ago, breaking that cycle, and then meeting EJ and having lipstick on my teeth and all that stuff, right, coming out even the more. And like you said, being in that community. So what would you say to a person who's like, hey, I want to find people like that? What would you suggest? Where do they find the people, or how do they pray about finding the people, or what would you say to that?
So 2 things I could say, one from experience and one that I often encourage people is, so I'm a former recluse, like literally a medical recluse. And so it took me a lot of years to be able to even be in any type of environment, whether it was a kickback of like 3 to 5 people, or if I go to events and it's like 100 people, like that's still something that's overwhelming for me, just to be transparent. But when I first started deciding like I'm not going to let my fear consume me, I went to meetup.com. And I literally was just looking for any theme around my interest. I knew that I loved pottery and museums and anything quiet, of course. But that's where I was like, where all the other quiet people at? And then eventually, I just grew out of that. But also, there's a movie, I believe it's called A Wrinkle in Time. And it came out about 5 or 6 years ago. And there's a line that Oprah Winfrey says, and she said, she's talking about the grand ancestor spirits of the universe. And a child said something, and she said, we heard your cry out in the universe, so we came to help you. And so I've been putting that into my practice just to find that people think that you have to fall on the floor and have a whole fasting journey, whatever your religious practice is, in order for God or spirit or even life to communicate with you. I will tell you this from firsthand experience, that the universe, and I mean this as a mechanism, not as a deity, but as a scientific mechanism, it is built to correspond with you. So if you're like, I don't know where to begin, why don't you be intentional with releasing that and say, I don't know where to begin. Please show me. Show me the destiny. Bring people to me. If I'm not where I need to be, bring them to me and I will be vigilant. Like I literally have conversations with life all day, every day. And this is how you get, people talk about manifestation and materializing their thoughts, but it's really about you being in relationship with, again, that breath. So, meetup.com, and just say what you want and be prepared to receive the answer, though.
This is so good.
I know somewhere they can meet people like that too, Charlotte.
Okay, go
Where?
ahead.
You know, it's a platform called DFW E News, and
Mm,
we are intentional about bringing these people together. People, yeah, we own some spiritual alignment. We know it is these little English words, y'all, but when you tap into DFW Entrepreneur News, you tap into an ecosystem. You may not know that, but we do.
mhm.
So, in addition to being a visibility platform, y'all, we have different situations where we will be meeting up. We have a DFW inner circle. They're my people that we're going to take from one point of their business to another point, transformation. Real situations of bringing amazing people together that are seeking, and so it's just my little input. It's a platform, DFW Entrepreneur News.
I like how you worded that, EJ. I'm curious though. I have a question. So, as a you seem like an awoke. I don't think we use that term anymore, but aware Black man in tune with yourself. How did you get to this stage of liberty and how you serve the way you serve?
I've always been the weird one, the strange one,
Mhm.
but today I realized that was me being unplugged from a lot of the external programming and chasing that I mean, now I realize that's a lot of the stuff that we're here to detach from. So me being the weird one,
Yeah.
intentionally being the weird one, back in the day, it was a group of people, ain't never been no gangbanger, but they loved the color red, and I intentionally wore the bluest pants I can find on earth just because it didn't have nothing to do with but basically that's been my journey.
Mhm.
I've dove into my creative energy a long time ago, and come to find out that's what we're here to do. We know it in different terms, y'all. So I mean, I'm blessed to just have been unplugged from a lot of stuff that I feel attaches to our people, and
Mhm.
gives us those limiting beliefs and those preconceived judgments. And in the process, I just been enjoying the journey. So of course, I can't take credit. So a lot of this, I simply see it as what was supposed to happen. Even I'm a barber of over 24 years. And even that, like, that wasn't my first choice, but I
Mhm.
completely see that's what God wanted me to do at that
Mhm.
time. I mean, period. Like, for my whole journey. So, just a little something. I don't know.
Why are you trying to be invasive? I thought we were flowing.
I mean, that's it. I talked that. We'll be talking up 3 hours.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm trying to cut off this. But no, that's my journey, though. I, you know,
Okay.
I can't. I don't know. I can't complain. I'm just here on this planet, learning and applying. That's one thing we don't do. So,
Right. No, I knew we were tribe when I reached out to you first, and then you replied, "Hey, lady," and I was like,
hey,
"What in the?" But it just shocked me so much. I was like, I like him. Like I was just expecting stuffy, and just I was like, I didn't know how I was to respond, but I just want to say like I appreciate that because it just lets my inner fairy just come out. So
all right.
I want to say thank
Well,
you.
I thank you. We really appreciate you tapping in, and like I say, I felt the love is mutual. The energy is
Yeah,
mutual. When you first reached out, I already knew what it was. You hear me?
thank you, thank you.
Love it. I love the energy. And that's what it's all about. Sometimes that could well, not sometimes. It elevates you.
Yeah,
With like-minded people. It helps you tap into your more creative side. Like it's more. There's more in us.
Mhm.
This is just still the beginning. This is, I'm gonna say it again. This is still just all the things that we have done. This is still just the
yeah,
beginning. And my thing to the person who's listening to this: what if you never started? What if you don't start? What if you don't ask the right questions so that you can get started on your path, on your journey? And guess what? It's to impact, serve, whatever word you want to use,
mhm,
someone else. Just one. You may talk to that one person. And this is what I realized that made me even more excited. That one person gonna go talk to 10,000.
mhm.
That one person. That's impact. And sometimes you don't see it, but just know that it's happening. You want to
Yeah,
impact the whole world. You might just need to impact this group of leaders here, and then they're gonna go out and impact a million. We don't
right.
know. So, you are going to be here in Dallas, Texas, at the
Hey,
South Dallas Fair Park Innovation Center on
Yes.
August 29th, correct?
Yes, from 6:30 to 8:30.
6:30 to 8:30, y'all. That's a Friday. It's a Friday here in Dallas, Texas, in South Dallas. Hey, you definitely want to be there. Tell us a little bit about what it's going to be about, who should be there, and why they should be there.
Okay, so Dear Sis Just Breathe is just the incubation for you to come fill your cup. I'm going to empower you, I'm going to affirm you. We're going to do some affirmation exercises, some breath work, and of course, a guided meditation for you to be able to fill your cup and release what 2025 has been and prepare you for the months ahead. I am somebody that believes in hugs. I do believe in sharing good energy, and any environment that I facilitate is all about being safe and sacred. So, sis, you could come in however you think you're gonna come in, but if spirit take over, if a tear shed, I'm not gonna judge you. So come for the meditation, come for the sisterhood, come to just breathe, and we'll have a good time. I promise I'm not gonna drag you to the floor.
Woosah.
Yes.
amazing, amazing, amazing,
Get your
amazing.
babysitter, take your work hat off,
Yes.
this hat off, and sis, come and just breathe. I love it.
Yes. Yes. Close. I tell everybody, just come close your summer with me. You won't regret it. You've been ratchet or just out of it, out the loop all summer. Just come into a nice elevated environment, and it's gonna be a real vibe.
I love that. I
Yes.
cannot wait.
Are you gonna
Um,
come?
huh?
You gonna come?
Um, to 29th. Of
Just say yes.
sure.
Just
I
say,
will
look,
put it
just
on
say
my
yes.
calendar.
You messing up the flow. Just say yes.
Yes, I will put. I messed it up. Look, look. I want to stay true to my word, so I had to look at the date
Okay.
and like think about my calendar and
That's
think
fair.
about what else. So that's what I like to
That's
stay true
fair.
to my word. So,
Okay.
Exactly.
mm-hmm.
I love it.
So, okay. So we're about to be out of here, guys. How can they follow you? How can they come to the event for the people in the Dallas, Texas area? How can they come to the event?
Okay, so while my website is being under construction, which is soulandshe.com, right now you can contact me on Instagram at I am Soul and She, and you can go to Eventbrite and look up Dear Sis Just Breathe or bit.ly uh just be 25. So just
And
go
you
to
guys, we'll
Eventbrite.
definitely put it on the screen, and we
Yes.
will definitely put it in the comment sections as well, for you guys to click on it so you can sign up and get your tickets and show up and breathe. Ooh.
Yay.
So before we get out of here, what's your words to someone? Maybe they're not coming. Maybe they still want to understand how they want to tap in their inner child right now today. They may want to figure out how can they be more better in their creativity, whatever the case may be. What would you leave them with here today?
Really simple. Just ask yourself in a moment of silence, do I feel whole? Do I feel fulfilled? And if your answer is no, whatever opens up for you after that question, you follow that direction.
Hmm.
Ask yourself, do I feel fulfilled? And
That's,
your soul is going to know. It's going to respond.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all heard it. Make sure y'all stay in touch, stay in contact. We're gonna put this on our social media sites and everything. So we
Thank
super excited.
you.
CJ, you wanna take us out?
I feel like running in circles or something over here. Y'all got me crunk. I don't really know
Do
how
a
to
jump.
handle this.
Do a jumper jack.
Jump attack! You started so late. Wait a minute now. No, once again, y'all, Lord have mercy. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you. I mean, like initially to yourself. You know what I mean? That's where it starts, people. And I don't know, like this amazing energy, amazing information. Y'all be sure to pop out. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people. I think that's kind of the term. But y'all make sure to be at South Dallas Fairpark Innovation Center, ladies. Amazing things are going on planet Earth. Make sure you are a part of it. If y'all want an interview, Be sure to message us, DM us. Once again, we are intentional about bringing amazing people together and, being a part of their ecosystem and being a part of the journey that is necessary. That's all I got to say, Charlotte. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. We appreciate you.
And we don't want to leave the Atlanta audience out.
No, we don't.
So we just did a DFW book fair. Guess what? In the spring of 2026, we're planning to do a ATL book fair. So we're super excited about that. But
I'm gonna have my book. I'm gonna have my book done by then too, Charlotte.
Hey,
I promise.
There's just 2 of the cities now. 2 of the cities that
Yeah.
y'all get to hear about, but we definitely want to promote self-published authors, help you build your platform, build your brand, and to make an impact and income with your book, because you didn't just write it to sit on the shelf, right? You wrote it to get it out there and share with individuals who will enjoy and transform from what you have created. So with that being said, we're excited. We thank you for coming on today. Y'all notice I ain't pronounced her name one time.
Sekhmet.
Say it again.
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
Yes.
I don't want nobody messing up my name, but I just said, so we from the country of Oak Cliff. You gonna hear about Oak Cliff when you get here. Oh, you already been here, right?
Did you say the country of Oak Cliff, Charlotte?
We from the country of Oak Cliff.
Every city has an Oak Cliff. So
Oak Cliff. So
Okay.
I wanted to get it right, because I do believe getting it right. And your name is one thing that you want people to get right. So but we thank you. We appreciate you. Stay on. We're gonna get ready to hang up. But you guys stay tuned in, tapped in. And what we say, EJ?
If you stay connected,
you don't have to get connected.
You don't.
All right, you guys. Talk to you later.